Welcome to the inaugural meeting of the Carpe Vinum Wine Club. The goal of this group is to enjoy wine, the company of friends, and also to grow our knowledge and appreciation of wine. Tonight we will be journeying across the pond to the country of Spain, and we'll be heading north of Madrid to the area known as Castilla y León, which is where the Ribera del Duero denomination of origin wine region is. La Rioja is located to the northeast of Ribera del Duero and is known for the largest and most famous production of Tempranillo in Spain. But Ribera del Duero has a reputation for quality, and with the number of vineyards increasing, it's soon to catch up to the production of Rioja. In Spain, there are 69 DO regions, which Ribera del Duero and Rioja are two of them. These regions are known as denominations de origin, and it's part of the classification system that Spain has, where it looks at the quality and also a number of other specifications that I'll cover in a minute. But there are also 138 other identifiable wine regions in Spain. Taking a look at Spain's wine pyramid, you'll see there are 5 classifications, with the top one being Vino de Pago. This wine is had to be produced from a single estate category, has very distinctive conditions, and currently there are only 25 wineries in the country that have this classification. The next one is Denomination de Origin Calificada, and this is DOCA, and there are only 2 regions that have this. One is Rioja, and the other one is Catalan, and specifically Priorat. Most of the wineries fall under DO or Denomination de Origin, and these are wineries that used authorized grape varieties, meet production levels, winemaking methods, and also aging regimen. Now let's take a look at what an example of a Spanish Tempranillo label would look like. At the top you see Cunye, which is the winery or the vintner's name, then Rioja, which is the appellation title. Tonight, ours will say Ribera del Duero. The appellation status, here we're looking at a denomination de origin calificada or DOCA. The next is the vintage or the year that the wine was harvested. Then the next is an aging statement, and a crianza is 1 year in a barrel, 1 year in a bottle. And then it says who it's produced and bottled by, producer name and location, and the volume. On the back of the bottle, you'll see appellation labels. If you look at the lower left-hand corner, you'll see one from Ribera del Duero, which has a serial number on it, and also the appellation's name and what type of aging took place with the bottle. So with all of the wineries that Spain has, they are number 3 in the world in production with a little less than 14%, while Italy and France are number 1 and 2, and the US is number 4 at 8.67%. And it's very interesting to note that Spain's 13% of worldwide wine production includes 90% of worldwide Tempranillo production. Evidence of winemaking in Ribera del Duero dates back over 2,600 years, and this region has been turning out renowned red wines since the mid-19th century. But when Ribera del Duero received its denomination de origin in 1982, there were only 9 wineries in the region. But over the past few decades, finely crafted Tempranillo-based wines has caused this area to rise to international prominence, and today there's nearly 300 wineries that have put down roots in this area. More than 22,000 hectares or 55,000 acres of Tempranillo vines are planted along the Duero River. The grape name Tempranillo comes from the Spanish word temprano, meaning early, a reference that this grape is the first to ripen out of all Spanish varieties. Over 88% of the world's production of Tempranillo grapes comes from Spain. The next is Tempranillo designations for the DO or the denomination of origin. The first designation is a Coseca. This is a wine that doesn't abide by the defined aging specifications but meets or exceeds the classification's requirements. Then there's a Crianza, which has a minimum aging of 24 months. One must be in the barrel and one must be in the bottle. The next is a Reserva, which has a minimum aging of 36 months, which 1 year must be in the barrel and the next 2 years would be spent in the bottle. And then the king of all Tempranillos is the Gran Reserva. This has a minimum aging of 5 years, of which at least 2 years must be in the barrel and the rest of the time would be spent in a bottle before it could be sold. So now that we've learned where the Tempranillo grape comes from and also a little bit about the Ribera del Duero region, let's now dive into the characteristics of the wine and what we can expect when we taste it. One thing we'll learn in this wine club is that red wines are not just red wines. There are so many different varietals, and you go from light to medium to full body. So you may be familiar with a Pinot Noir, which is up there at the lighter side. And as we move down, you see a Carmenere, a Cabernet Franc, a Sangiovese from Italy, a Montepulciano from Italy, and you see the colors getting darker. And then a Zinfandel, and then the wine that we'll be tasting tonight at Tempranillo. And you go further down to the full-bodied, and you get into the Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, a Pinotage. So this chart gives you a great idea of a light to a full-body wine and what kind of wines you prefer to drink. And as we turn to the scoring sheet, the first thing we're going to do with our wine is look at it. And this is a quick few seconds. You look, we see a medium ruby to a medium garnet. And this is just telling us, is the wine young or old? Sometimes if you see a brownish wine, it could show a lot of age. Or if you see a wine that has a light line around the glass, could mean a younger wine. Once we've looked, the next thing is to get an aroma or smell the wine. And Tempranillo, being a full-bodied red wine, should have many, many different aromas. Some that they point out here are blackberry, new leather, tobacco, black cherry, or cedar. But you can smell many different things. You may smell earthy, some different types of soils, or limestone. It really is, everybody's senses are different. Now the third step, after seeing or looking and smelling, is the taste. And with a Tempranillo, the primary flavors are going to be cherry, a dried fig, cedar, tobacco, and dill. And these are some of the same things that we were smelling. Now the profile is, it's a semi-dry wine with medium to full body and then medium to high tannins. And the tannins is that taste that's in your mouth after, which is caused by the stems or the skins. And Tempranillo also has a medium to high acidity, and the alcohol content would be between 13.5% and 15%. Well, it's time to sample the Tempranillo wines. And the toast for today is, may we always be surrounded by good friends and great adventures. Salud.